Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
Dahil mihi Anglican po,
I have the right to protect myself, don't I?
That is in the rule book of the laws.
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I was trying to work in a new sound effect. It didn't work very well. I was trying to grab a little thing from a video I saw last night, but it goes something like this. Where's the music? Oh, there's my music. There's why. Okay. I'll play it again so you can hear it.
I have the right to protect myself, don't I?
That is in the rule book of the laws.
I have the right to protect myself, don't I? Yep, that is in the rule book of the laws. You have the right to protect yourself. It's a funny little bit from a police encounter with a belligerent person. All right, welcome, good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Good morning. Hopefully you're all doing wonderfully. Happy Friday to you. We made it all the way to the weekend. We also, we're in good hands. Jen Devka won the internet today, so rest assured, everything will be fine. It'll be fine. She's got this in her capable hands. No internet problems for the rest of the day. Thank you, Jen, for doing that. Congratulations, by the way. That's a big win.
Because he's the guy.
Thank you. Jennifer Juniper gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Very generous of you. I happen to know you're a very generous person. Krista OG also gifted 5 memberships. Whoa, they're flying out the door right now. That is just awesome. Congratulations to those winners, and Krista OG. Thank you very much. Good people all around. Now out of slow mode purgatory. Ellie Veldman, good morning. 20 months, OG. 20 months. Thank you very much, Ellie. Appreciate your support of the channel. Love that you're here, and have yourself a wonderful Friday. All right. Let's see. Where do we start? Probably with birthdays, but where do we start? We are in Verdict Watch still. I think had I done a poll, and I did not, that's my fault. Had I done a poll about how long the jury would deliberate, I think all of us would be wrong. We would all be like, oop, nope, missed it. So I've been working on defragmenting my hard drives here. That's what's going on over here, so please ignore the purple stripes. That's purple is how much space I've used. Black is where I still have room to write. So I think I can still, yeah, I've got some room to write. I've got room for 12 more hours. I should be good. Selena K says, I love it here very much. Can't believe it's been 20 months. Selena, congratulations. Another OG in the house. Thank you. Which we're going to say it stands for Original Goat, but in a good way, like greatest of all time type thing. Let's see. I don't know how the jury could take more than 1 hour of this. Okay, the jury might take a lot more of this. Because if we remember what happened at the end of the day yesterday in the trial, the jury had a question. Oh, I'm missing some stuff. Oh, it's birthdays. We'll get to the jury's question in just a little bit. Let's see. Jen Dedka, our internet owner, takes a brief break in fixing everything IP related to say 10 months. You rock, Scott. Thanks for you and the mods. Thanks to you and the mods. I love this community so much. Jen, thank you very much. It wouldn't be the same without you here. I appreciate that. Also, Kay in South Carolina, 23 months, another OG. Love it here. Hope you're staying warm in that blanket. Yes, not right now, because my room right here is smoking hot. I've actually just, right before we went live, I went over and I put books to cover the heat registers so that the hot air would not keep coming in. Because old house, a long story. You've heard it all before. But this room apparently is the only room that actually gets heated in our house. So I need to stop that. But let's see, we have a few birthdays here. Rachel, Shannon, and Bavarian Moon all celebrating their birthdays today. which is just awesome. Just awesome. We're gonna celebrate too by singing to you, if that's all right. So if the birthday people would please stand up and take their position of honor. Everyone else also stand up. Shoulders back, deep breath. Project your voice to the back of the room. Blend your voice with your neighbors. Warm up with me, if you will. We're going to sing to Rachel, Shannon, and Bavarian Moon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. You look good.
Happy birthday, Rachel, Shannon, and Bavarian Moon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rachel, Shannon, and Bavarian Moon. This is your special day. It's a Friday. It's always good when your birthday lands on a Friday, or you celebrate on a Friday. Help yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, Waffle House, Village Inn, IHOP, Tammy Dunlap's house. I think we should move Tammy higher up on the list, because I think they're better pancakes, honestly. Just from what I know about Tammy, I'm just saying that you might want to put that above Waffle House, several notches, and IHOP, and everything else. Happy birthday. I realize there are a million places you could be, and a million people you could have been with to celebrate. You've chosen to be here with us. The privilege and pleasure is all ours. Hopefully we can return that privilege, that pleasure, that honor back to you and make your day a little bit more specialer. Happy birthday, Rachel, Shannon, and Bavarian Moon. Excited for that. Boy, Mama, you're going to knock this final exam out of the park as well. So best of wishes for you as well today. Happy birthday to all who are celebrating. Oh, you share a birthday with Taylor Swift? Oh, is that today? Happy birthday, Taylor. Jen Pookie says, happy birthday to John. Happy birthday, John. Also, my best brother's heavenly birthday. He would be 67. So 66, hubby's birthday today. To John. Happy birthday, John. Happy birthday to John. Happy birthday. Have a wonderful birthday. Consider yourself sung to. I would sing more, but I had a little issue with my throat last night. And that's all I can do to talk right now. So I'm trying to save it. Uh-oh, the drum solo's coming up. All right, drum solo's coming up. Here we go. And you got a free membership as well. Happy birthday for that. Here we go. I think I hit every one of the on that one. That was good. Krista OG gifted a membership as well. Thank you very much. Very generous. Jennifer nailed all the drums. Let's see. I think you did double time. It had 16th notes, but I think you used 30 seconds on that, which is impressive. That's a lot of skill. Mimi D, thank you for celebrating such a fabulous, or creating such a fabulous community. Mimi, that's you. Thank you for being part of this amazing, fabulous community. I appreciate that. It wouldn't be the same without you here. Congratulations on 19 months as well. Another long-time supporter. I think we can say OG. Once you hit that 20 month thing, that's the threshold, I think. Let's see. I think the cat's out of the bag. I tried to keep it a secret, but apparently it's not a secret on the collab. Everyone. But before I say it, how did you guys find out? I was good. I didn't tell. I kept a secret. You hinted at it yesterday. There you go. Well, it was his secret to give away. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I'm going to be on with Broken Baker. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which means I will be live on his channel at 9 a.m., which means also if you want to catch that, and I have to just say, it's a little bit like the podcast in that I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared, so I have no idea where it's going to go. Sloth Life says, I had some wine last night and bought you a gift to go with your guilt. Sloth Life. got a little drunk and started ordering. Is that the true confession right there? I can't wait. I have to say we were eating some of those little the caramel wafer things, Sloth Life. I don't remember what they're called. Those are pretty good with milk, especially. Those are pretty good. I like them. I have not tried the other ones yet. I'm sort of spacing it out. Yeah. I think Peter let the secret out of the bag. Peter did invite me on the podcast, and we filmed that yesterday. So we're excited. That's going to drop. I'm super excited. I think I'm more excited than he is. But that's going to drop on Monday. So that'll be cool. He said Monday, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I was probably super nervous, and I'm nervous, about everything. But Peter is one of the pillars of LawTube, and for the invite, it was a huge honor. I can't say enough about that. He was extremely gracious. Exactly off air, he's exactly the same person he is on air, which I love. That consistency is amazing. I got to talk a little bit with him before and after, and it was really cool. We got to talk a little bit about some fun stuff. So, Debbie says, the mods deleted my joke. I said, I hate you and you know why. I'm sorry, Debbie. Saturday is a good day. I don't know. What are you doing tomorrow, Debbie? I just, some days I'm super busy and some I'm not. Peter's a goat. Yes, he is. Peter's been on LawTube. He's been doing LawTube, I think, one of the longest, like 6 years. I mean, if you go way back, his family's law firm, his dad's, the law firm he's a part of, was doing stuff 6 years ago on YouTube, and it was terrible. No, it wasn't bad. It was just it didn't take off. So I shouldn't say it was terrible. It was like most YouTube channels where the algorithm just hasn't found you, and so you'd put out a video and it would get 20 views. And there are still videos out there that I think are under 100 views on this channel from back then. Then Peter stepped in and started doing a podcast, which, quick quiz. Do you guys know what the name of his podcast was before it was Lawyer You Know? Huh? You got to be an OG to figure that out. Yes, the Lawyer You Know is the YouTube channel now. He took over and it exploded. Peter handled it differently. It was instead of doing what they were doing before, which was a lawyerly approach to here's something you should know about the law, and it was factual. It was filmed well. The audio was good. The framing was great. I mean, there's no problems with the video, but Peter brought a personality to it that was just amazing. And it exploded, especially when he started also talking not just about issues of the law that were pertinent to people in his area and his customers and things like that, but once he started talking about cases that people had questions about, just ripped out of the headlines. It's like, this is going on right now. You're a lawyer. Explain it to me. It blew up. And he's just done phenomenally since then. And what I like most about him is that first of all, the consistency is huge. He is what he is, and he says what he thinks, even when it's he's like, I know people are going to disagree with this, but this is where I stand on this. You may not like this, but here it is. I like that the authenticity he brings to the channel, just the way he's able to take what are often really complex legal issues and break it down into something that is understandable and in bite-sized pieces. It was really cool. So super privileged to be on there with Peter. He is a great guy. I look forward to seeing the podcast come out on Monday. According to Sarah Boone, it's Know Your Lawyer. She struggles with words when she's writing. It's tough. I haven't seen anyone get the answer right about what Peter's podcast was originally called before it was The Lawyer You Know. Yeah, most of us can say we've learned a fair deal about the law from Peter. This was in his titles. He did a lot of lawyer reacts to some stuff early on. But there's a few episodes of a podcast. You guys are going to have to dig for it. It's about 6 years ago, I'll tell you that. It's always been the lawyer you know. No. Somebody's going to find it. Yes, Joe. Boom. Peter's Proffer. Peter's Proffer was the podcast he did. It was pretty exciting. You can find some of those. They're still up on his channel. I love that he leaves those up as well. You can find some videos of him with short hair as well, which is really funny, because he's known for the luscious locks, which he's sort of like, between him and Ian, you can't find better hair on LawTube. You really can't. All right, Trago's Tales would be a good one. I think that would be like the late night version of the podcast. Anyway, he's phenomenal. He's somebody that I would definitely want to emulate in many ways about his channel, and I just can't thank him enough for the opportunity to come on his channel and talk about something that I like as well. Let's see. Psychosaurus Rex says Peter does an incredible job of modeling how to be objective and consider both sides for the facts presented, not jump into conclusions. It's my favorite thing about Lawyer You Know, really. I think he gets that because he understands defense, like being a defense lawyer, understanding the situation. I mean, he understands. He's done a job that people hate, that people love to hate. But he's really good at that. All right, Maggie Carr, member for 22 months. Thank you very much. Do you think that YouTube really took off with the Gabby Petito case? I would say a lot of them took off with Johnny Depp. I think that's going to be the big one. But there was more. I mean, there's every time there's a big case. Oh, I think things are happening. Hang on. Let's see what's up here. Every time there's a really big case, there seems to be a lot of interest, and a lot of people jump in, and which is great. We talked a little bit about this. I'm not sure if it was on the podcast or off, but the YouTube is so big and the community is so massive that there's room for everybody. And we've got all these different people, lots of different lawyers who have different perspectives.
State versus Joseph Ferlazzo.
There's always somewhere you can go to get a take on something.
21 CR 8967. Morning of December 13th to resume jury deliberations. Mr. Ferlazzo is present with his attorneys, Ms. Jansen and Ms. Johnson, and the state is present through Ms. George and Ms. Adams. The jury had a note last night. We've identified about a 49-minute segment from 118 to 209. I think it was around there. That seems to respond to the request.
Jovi Ray, congratulations.
So if there's nothing further, we'll bring in the jury and
15 minutes.
And play it.
Okay, so the question the jury had was, can you replay the portion of the testimony where the defendant was on the stand being questioned on direct about the time from between his sister and her husband, fiance, I don't know who it was, boyfriend, were in the van until the following morning. So basically it's the last time anyone other than Joseph saw Emily to when Joseph then went and out for breakfast or coffee with his sister. So they want that timeline back. It sounds like it'll be up 49 minutes. I wonder if it will just be audio, because the courtroom just preserves the audio, or I wonder if they've asked the pool photographer to provide the video as well. That would be interesting to see. I think the video would be quite interesting. Maggie, 22 months. Thank you very much, by the way. Shark. Sharkay says, I can't wait. I have to give you a hard time. Can't wait to cringe through his testimony a second time. Now that we've heard the state's closing, that's fresh in our mind. I'm gonna listen for discrepancies in his testimony of where he possibly contradicted himself or impeached himself by giving inconsistent answers on the stand. Terror Tooth McCabe gifted a membership. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. Good morning to everyone. I will note all 12 members of the jury are present. We'll just ask the basic questions. Anybody discuss this case since our completion of deliberations, or your completion of deliberations yesterday till this morning? Did you discuss this case with anyone else? Did you learn anything new about the case? I'm seeing both answers, shaking the head no to all these answers. If anyone has learned anything new or talked about it, please raise your hand. Seeing nothing. Okay, we're now ready. Ms. Reno, we're propped to do the read back. It's about 49 minutes in length, and if that's what the jury wants, we'll start now.
Who's he talking to? The foreman? Did he give the foreman's name?
She greeted them, introduced herself, and then she sort of just sat quietly on the edge of the bed, not really engaging in any kind of conversation.
You and your sister, you talked?
Yeah, we were just catching up on sort of current events, what was new with her, how it was great to see her, and then the introduction of Ariel. I had never met him before, so just trying to get a little backstory on how those two got together.
So I think you said, I don't remember what you said. How long was she in the camper?
I would estimate a half an hour.
And what happened after that?
She invited us to come to their Airbnb, and then she left Rosie and went into her unit.
And what did you do after that? After Nikki left?
After Nikki left, I made another drink, had some more to smoke, questioned Emily on if she wanted to join. There was Nicole had said that they were going to watch Netflix, so that was like that was one of the options. I think she also said like there were some board games or something like that in the unit, so we could play cards or board games or watch Netflix and just hang out. So
okay.
I asked Emily if she was interested in just going and having a kickback with Nikki and Ariel, and she said no.
So she didn't go with you?
No, she said she did not want to go in.
So you went into Nikki's Airbnb?
No, I did not. I told her that I wanted to go in because we came to spend time, and it started an argument, and there was a time where we were talking about she had made a new acquaintance in Vermont, And
Are you talking about a conversation you had with
yes, this is a conversation with Emily.
This is after Nikki left.
Yes, Nikki left, and I invited Emily. I was like, let's go hang out with them. And she said, I don't know if I want to. She said, I don't know if I want to. She's like, this is pathetic. This is not what I want to be doing. I want to go. She had met someone, and she told me about using.
I also don't know about this.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the conversation you had, did it lead to an argument?
Yeah, there was an argument because she wanted to go hang out with her friends, and I told her that she came on the trip, and she told me prior, earlier that day, she said she was here to meet my family, to hang out. So I was very confused. Well, now you say you want to leave, but we just got here. So.
So what did you do next?
Well, I told her I was going to go, and then there was, she started saying some very hurtful things and some very threatening things if I was to go and leave her to her solitary.
Trying to find the video of this.
That was the next thing that confused me, was why are we getting threats all of a sudden?
Do you have any idea about what time of night this was?
This could have been somewhere, I'm going to estimate around 9 p.m.
Okay, 9
So what
p.m.
did you do after that?
9 p.m. It's dark.
I told her if you want to go, then go. I don't want you to be unhappy. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. But up until now, you said you wanted to. So, I just need a moment. Well, what happened is I ended up staying in the bus with her.
What was she doing?
Well, she was having a fit, really. She was cussing and saying how shitty it was and how shitty I was for not giving her money to go have an Uber and leave the vacation. And
what were you doing?
I was on vacation, so I made another drink and I had some more to smoke. And
just to clarify, you were drinking vodka and Red Bull?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I remember dancing. I think I put some music on and I was just dancing with Remington. Yeah, just trying to enjoy the moment. Really, that's what I remember doing.
And what happened?
Well,
Do you need another second to think about it?
just need a second.
He does.
So at some point, I remember she had grabbed her device, her phone, and I think she was just like scrolling.
Scrolling?
Yeah, I think she was just like scrolling around. I'm not sure what exactly sites or what apps she was using. So, but yeah, I was just doing what I came there to do. I was just enjoying the scenery, like watch the sun go down.
After dark.
Spend some time with Remington. I kept asking her, like, if you want to talk at all, like, please talk to me. Like, there was pages and pages that you wrote, so it sounds like we should talk. She didn't.
And then what happened?
Well, there was points where I would take Remington out to do go potty or do her business, and
Let me interrupt you.
yeah.
Was it dark by this time?
Yeah, it started to get dark. That's what I was remembering, that it was starting to get dark, and I was getting concerned about taking Remy out, so I did like a rearrangement of the firearms, because I started carrying the Glock outside. It has tritium sights on it, so you can see in the dark. And that was I had seen some what I believe to be coyote. I like shone a flashlight and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark. So Remington's a pretty small dog, and I just wanted to be able to protect her. So
the Glock is a gun that you typically carry?
I don't typically carry that gun unless, I take it hunting, but it's not like a concealed carry. I will open carry it in a situation similar to what I just described, where I'm just taking the dog out to do her business. We were up on the top of the mountain, so I actually used to live there, so I've seen bobcats, mountain lions, fox, coyote, and they're brazen. Like I remember carrying groceries up those steps and actually having a coyote like confront me.
I'm gonna bring in the video from before, if that's all right.
I just wanted to be able to protect Remington.
So let me ask you, did
This is the original video when this
you
happened.
purchase that Glock?
Yes, I did.
Did it have a silencer when you purchased it?
When I purchased it, it had a threaded barrel to equip a silencer. I ordered the silencer the day that I purchased it, and it came in weeks later.
Okay. And there were other firearms that were found in the camper. Were they all registered to you?
Yes. I think there were 6 firearms. Yes, there were 6 firearms in Rosie.
And prior to knowing you, do you know whether or not Emily had any experience with firearms?
She might have had some experience, but when her and I started going target shooting, it seemed like she was still fairly novice.
And it was mentioned in testimony earlier that a Taurus was found in the camper.
Yeah, there's a Taurus 9mm pistol.
Was that Emily's gun?
And that was the gun that she liked to use the most because it has a small grip.
Okay. So I interrupted you. You said you took Remy out and saw what you thought might have been coyotes and you came back into the camper, what did you do or say then?
Well, I came back in and I put the Glock in the sock bin. And
where's the sock bin in relation to the bed?
The sock bin is like in the, we'll call it a closet. But
so
it's just like
at the foot of the bed?
It's at the foot of the bed. It's like an opening where there's like a rod for hanging some clothing, and there's bins for like socks and underwear. So I set it in there.
Did you put the silencer on it at that time?
It had the silencer on it from, I mean, I guess the last time that I cleaned it, which was months prior. I don't remember the last time the silencer was off of it.
And did you say anything at all to Emily about the coyote?
I did. I said, oh my God, I saw two, and that means like if you see two, there's like a whole pack. So I was like, yeah, like they're probably looking at Remington like, she's a small dog. So I was like, I bet they're like thinking she's like a snack. I was like, not today.
Did you say anything to her about you arming herself with the Taurus?
Yeah. At one point when I went out, I took running out for a little stroll, and I said, "You got the Taurus. I'm taking the Glock." So she had access to that. She also had access to the shotgun, which was still out at the time, but she didn't favor its large. She favored the smaller pistol.
If you just joined us, this is a replay of his testimony for the jury.
After seeing the coyotes, you talk about...
Jury's only hearing it. I brought the video in just so you can get that context.
You get the Glock and put it... Where do you put it?
I put it in the sock bin. It was at the base of the bed, and like the opening of what would be like a closet space.
What did you do then?
Same kind of thing. Just continued to have some drinks, and it started getting dark. So I lit some candles, lit some incense. Yeah, just kind of, I did what I like to call, like aisle yoga. So there's like a not a very wide aisle that runs down the middle of the bus. So I was just doing some, like, it's like half yoga, half dancing. I had some music on. I was just stretching and enjoying myself.
And what was Emily doing?
She was scrolling away on her phone, on her device.
Was she on the bed?
Yes.
Was she talking to you at all?
She was sitting on the bed. No, not much. Didn't really show a whole lot of interest in what was going on outside. Just sort of like looked up from her device like when I talked to her, and then just sort of.
Okay. So she's sitting on the bed scrolling. You're doing your yoga, dancing, and drinking.
Yes.
And you had lit some candles and incense. What happened next?
There was. There was a point where Emily went from she was sitting up kind of like cross-legged, and then she went to like laying on her side, still just like scrolling away, just looking at her device, and then at one point she lashed out and started cursing at me about the candles being lit.
What did she do, if anything?
Well, she was, she was cursing. I don't know. It wasn't really, in my opinion, it wasn't really bright, but she was cursing.
I mean, the lighting wasn't overly bright.
Right. I didn't turn any of the. We had like battery-powered LED lights, and none of those were on. It was just candlelight. So.
Let me interrupt you there, just to ask you about, there's been testimony that Emily's phone was powered off and so was yours at some point that evening. Why was that?
We turned our phones off to conserve battery life because we didn't have the ability to plug in.
Okay.
So
that's why.
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't think it was overly bright in the camper?
No, I didn't think it was overly bright. I think there might have been 5 to 7 candles lit. So
how many?
5 to 7 candles lit.
Okay, of varying sizes?
All the candles were about the same size, like a large.
Like a Yankee candle?
Yeah.
Like, so you're
yeah, gesturing
about
whatever.
Well, to me, it looks like about
7, 8
how many?
inches.
You're saying about 7 or 8 inches tall.
Yes.
And what's the diameter?
Possibly like a 4-inch diameter.
Okay. So 7 or 8 of those large candles.
Right. Yeah.
And what happened?
After her telling me to turn the fucking candles off, and I said it's not that bright, like, you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles, and it was like all I could do to like grab the lid of it and like put it on top of it, and she like pulled it away and started swinging at me and hitting me with it.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head, and in my arms. I was like blocking. I think she might have like hit me in the chest. But I like wrestled the candle away from her, like put it back on the counter, and then there was like a flurry of punches and kicks. That she started punching and kicking me, and
where?
In my shoulders and arms, my forearms.
Closed fist.
Yeah, closed fist, trying to punch my face, and I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down.
He's not making eye contact with anyone.
She actually kicked Remy. And I like sort of turned myself sideways, and I like pushed her back to the side of the bed, and I told her that that we're not your punching bags, and
you said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
She kicked Remy, and she was kicking me and punching me. And I pushed her back, and I told Remy, I was like, "Yo, we're gonna take a walk."
So I've asked you this question before. When she hit you with the candle, did it hurt you?
Yeah, I don't know what that thing weighs. Probably like 2 pounds or something. It's a heavy candle, and it hurt.
And after you took the candle from her, you just told us that she continued to hit you and kick you, and did that hurt?
Yes, she hits hard.
And then you restrained her arms and pushed her to the side of the bed?
I did. I held her arms down, and I like turned my hip sideways. She'd kick me in the groin, so I was not trying to have that happen again, so I turned sideways and sort of like just sidestepped and like pushed her back, and I said, all right, like, we're not your punching bags here, like, I'm like, no more hitting. And I said, you're gonna stay on your side, I'm gonna stay on my side. And then I looked at Remy and I was like, let's just go outside. And so I grabbed a couple things. I grabbed the Glock, I grabbed Remy's leash, and leashed Remy up, and we went outside.
And when you went outside, what was Emily doing?
I don't know. I told her...
Let me rephrase that question. You said you pushed her to the side of the bed and told her what you've already described to us.
I said, you stay on your side, and I'll say...
It's the world's smallest drinks.
I don't know. I went outside.
Did she stay on the bed? When you left, was she on the
Moisten
bed?
the lips.
She was like leaning against the bed when I left, and I grabbed my stuff, took off outside, and on the way out, I said, you know what, like, just wherever you want, like, just be wherever you want, like, I'm stepping out, and yeah, Remington and I stepped outside, and you know, she, when I say she, I'm talking about Remington, went and, you know, did her business, so. When I came back inside after letting Remy out, Emily was on the bed, and
what did you do?
His drinking schedule matches. Like when he drinks on the screen, he drinks
it was raining outside,
a certain number of seconds later.
When I came back in, Remington and I were wet, so I grabbed a towel and dried Remy off and dried myself off, and I came back in. And
where was Emily?
She was on the bed. I think she was like scrolling on her phone. And
so, what did you do?
I made a drink. I came in, I put my stuff down, and I came in, made myself a drink, and had some more smoke. I asked her if she was up for talking about why exactly she had a fit about the candlelight. And I don't know what she was saying. She was saying something, but it was just like she was just like muttering, so I couldn't really hear what she was saying.
Okay, then what happened?
Here comes the water.
At some point, there was
in real life, here comes the water.
I just need a minute.
Just need a minute to think.
There was there was some muttering from her, and
when he says "yap" and he starts, he's played it through his head before he's saying it out loud. He's confirming what he's thought of first.
From her, what do you remember doing next? You.
Oh, simultaneous drinking.
Some time had passed. I think there was like another drink involved. And then at some point, I had decided to go climb in bed.
And just to be clear, your side of the bed is at the back of the bus, correct?
Right. A little bit. Yes, it is.
So in order to get to your side of the bed, what did you have to do? What did you have to do?
Yeah, to get into the bed. So, to give you an idea, like the bed is very high, There's a lot of storage, and then there's a mattress, and then she was laying on top of it, so it was very high. So you have to climb onto the couch and then across her side of the bed to get into my side of the bed.
So, did you say that you decided to try and get into bed?
Yeah, I decided to get into bed.
And did you take the Glock with you?
Yeah, I drained my drink and I grabbed the Glock off the counter. And
I thought it was in the sock drawer.
What was Emily doing?
Wasn't the Glock in the sock drawer? The Glock and the sock together?
She was laying in bed.
And where, if you know, was the Taurus?
The Taurus was under her pillow.
How do you know that?
That's where it was the last time that I had saw it.
When was that?
Earlier that day.
Okay. That evening or that day?
That day.
Okay.
It was there all day.
Okay, so you take the Glock.
Yes.
That already has the silencer on it, correct?
Yeah, it had a suppressor on it.
And what do?
I climb into bed, and as I'm climbing across Emily, her mutters turned into shouts, and you have to get over, so you have to climb over the person to get to, if this is my spot and this is her spot, this would be her, you have to climb over her to get to here. So I was climbing over her, and she shouted, fuck off, and she threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. It was right to my genitals.
Did you say anything when she said fuck off?
I didn't say anything when she said fuck off. I got hit in the groin, and I said,
oof,
no more hitting. And so we had a bunch of throw pillows that we lined around.
No more hitting.
Around the bed, the top of the bed where we slept.
I said no more hitting.
So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her.
So I hit her
with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting."
I hit her, and I said, "Stop hitting."
And that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead." And she threw her arm under her pillow, and she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
how were you feeling?
I was feeling horrified.
Were you afraid?
I was terrified. There was as soon as I saw that, I just felt this wave of heat, just red hot, and she started pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm no, and I don't know, she wasn't stopping. And
why would she be pushing her body up?
I was holding my Glock, and she started just coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid?
Very.
I was working on the tears today, but didn't have them on the stand.
You fired twice.
That's right.
Remember firing twice?
All I remember is feeling three things. It was I felt it was boom, 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 and it was two shots, and then her body dropping.
That's what you remember?
That's what I felt. Yeah.
That's what you saw?
Yes.
But asked you what you felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I felt the. Just horrified. And. Yeah, it was terrible.
Well, did you shoot her because you were angry?
No.
That wave of heat was not rage.
No, yeah, it was like she wasn't gonna stop, and like that was the only way. Like it didn't didn't have to be like that. Like,
wow, that got a bigger reaction out of him. The squeal in the courtroom, which happened live, not on the tape, got a bigger reaction than anything else.
I'm giving my witness time to recover. He's having some difficulty.
He's supposed to be having difficulty, but it didn't happen.
Okay, so are you ready to continue?
maybe just a moment.
It's like he missed the cue.
So, Joseph. Okay. What happened after you shot her?
I yelled at her, like, I said, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Also because he's not mad at her.
And like, why the hell would you do that?
Did you know she was dead?
I picked her up.
Okay. You picked up her body, then what did you do? You've already told us that you were yelling at her.
Yes.
What did you do?
I shook her.
That's a fire alarm.
You shook her?
Yeah.
There's a fire alarm going off.
Well, I wasn't sure if she was dead. And she just fell lifeless, and she was gone, like.
Okay. What did you do after you shook her? It confirmed in your mind that she was dead. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I think they cut a part out. Let's see.
I threw the pistol on the couch. I grabbed the other pistol. I threw that on the couch.
Let me back you up. What pistols are you talking about?
There's a Glock pistol and a Taurus pistol.
So the Glock is yours, and that's the one you used to shoot her. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the Taurus was hers.
That's correct.
And they were both on the bed? Is that what you said?
Yes.
What did you do with them?
I threw them off the bed onto the couch.
Did you remove the silencer from the Glock?
No.
Okay. So you threw the two guns onto the couch?
Yes.
Then what did you do?
I slid off the couch and I slid off the bed, and I was like, I remember like touching her hair and touching her back and talking to her. And I was.
anything more to drink?
Later on, I had some more to drink. Yes.
So what you're telling us is you sat beside her body for some period of time?
Yes. For some time I sat.
So wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait. Yes, I've been told. So what did you? Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, we're just setting some foundational things, Judge.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time.
So. Without my putting words into your mouth, what did you do next?
I sat with her body, and I touched her hair. I touched her back, and I talked to her.
Have any idea what time of day or night this might have been?
This was probably after 2 a.m., which would be Saturday morning.
And what did you do then?
At some point, I lifted her up again, and I was inspecting her, and I just saw like a lot of blood like coming out of her head, and I was like, oh my god, like. So I went and I had some plastic bags, so I went and opened a plastic bag and I put it under her head so she would. I didn't know how much blood was going to come out, so it was like a catchment, and I sat there for some time, just like maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, just like sitting there, and there was I don't know, at some point after that, I think I like slid off the couch onto the floor, and I called out for Remington, and she has like a small doghouse underneath one of the couches, so I checked on her, and I sat with her, and at some point I grabbed the vodka and continued drinking.
Let me stop you.
Okay.
And ask you. You're testifying today about what you remember. When did these memories come to you?
My memories came to me sometime after the event. I was detained by the police, and I was put into a cell, and I want to say it was like at some point, maybe like I'm estimating, like a week or 2 weeks, probably closer to 2 weeks later, after being in the cell. I don't know, like I had an experience. I know that this is going to sound strange, but I had an experience. I don't know if anyone's ever really been on a merry-go-round, where you're on it and everything's just spinning. that's what I was experiencing. It just felt like everything was spinning, and then the ride finally came to like a stop, and then there was like a bit of clarity where like
sounds like Sarah Boone saying I saw stars.
Distortion.
So what you're telling us today about what you did after you shot Emily, are those memories that came back to you later on?
And Judge, another range flashback.
When did those, what you just told us was a couple of...
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. I was having flashbacks. I finally started to. I felt very separated. And what I mean by that is like I feel like my mind and my body were on two different planets, and I finally like rested and started to like feel clearer about things, and I was trying to understand what happened, and trying to put the pieces back together, and
So let's continue with what you remember happening. You were in the early hours of Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
What do you remember next?
Early Saturday morning, I sat with Remy, and we mourned together, and we were just like so scared and confused. And
can you object because he doesn't know what the dog is feeling?
Yeah, I remember drinking from the bottle, and then I remember the sun coming up, and
making some coffee, going to breakfast.
Yeah, I remember the sun coming up, and then at some point I made the call to get some coffee together.
So you remember making coffee?
Yep. I remember it being sun up, and I remember making some coffee. I had a French press and some coffee grounds, and made some coffee. Took Remington out. Drank some coffee, and then it was just, I don't know, like I was just like, I was really shook. So I just, I was having a hard time focusing, you know. I just remember like my mind was like working in loop or something. Like I just kept seeing it happen over and over. It was terrible.
Are you telling us that you saw yourself shooting Emily?
No.
Wait until the judge rules.
Oh, sorry. No, I just remember, like the sensation of like her body dropping, and I remember like picking her up and her just like falling, just lifeless.
And that's what you remembered?
Yeah.
You were, I think you said over and over?
Yeah, like intermittently, just interrupting everything.
What, if anything, do you remember doing on Saturday?
On Saturday, I reached out to my sister. I was reaching out to see if she was awake, if she had her morning coffee yet, to see what her plans were for the day. And I don't know if she asked me or if I asked her about eating, because the next thing that I remember is we went to eat some breakfast.
You remember that?
Do you remember the mimosa?
I have like a couple flashes of like getting in her car, somebody's car, Ariel's car, I don't know whose car. I remember getting in their car. I remember like being at the restaurant. I don't really remember specifics.
Do you remember telling her anything about where Emily was?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I do remember. She asked, "Is Emily joining us?" And I lied and told her that Emily was still sleeping.
Why did you lie?
We talked about how their trip was for their vacation, and that she didn't want us to bring our drama to their vacation. So I didn't want to dump that on her.
So your testimony is that you didn't tell her that you shot Emily because you were honoring her request not to bring drama?
Yes. Yes, I didn't want to bring the drama to her vacation.
Okay. What else did you do on Saturday that you can now remember?
I think we're now at the place that the jury asked us to stop. We all set for now? Why don't you continue your deliberations?
All right.
So they're going to go back to deliberating. The jury had asked to hear that. About 50 minutes or so of testimony.
So it appears the mics at council table and that the court weren't really working, which I'm just finding out about now.
Just finding out about, right.
Hopefully if they're louder, they'll be able to be heard, but I don't know what that was about. In any event,
here's the mics.
We'll see if they have any other questions or how deliberations go. Anything further to address? Okay, thank you, folks.
All right, so they will. They'll continue their deliberations now. The jury's deliberated about two and a half hours or so, and it will start again right now. This is the only thing they'd asked so far, the only question. So I think we're somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours of deliberation time. Hang on. No, nothing happening. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you, Karina. It was really cool that Peter invited me on. That was awesome. I hope I didn't let him down. Was anything brought up about where the bus was parked? Since it was at someone's house, wouldn't anybody hear? No. It wasn't brought up, but we do know there was a silencer used on the firearm, and so you wouldn't have heard that. A silencer with a pillow, point blank, very little sound. It might sound like somebody clapping. So glad I was able to find that other video, the original testimony. I think the jury hearing it is one thing, but being able to see his actions and how he his body language while he was testifying, that was very telling for me. MCAT missed this trial, but Verict watched. My favorite time to hang out. Well, you're here for it. I think we're actually going to get something here fairly soon. I would not be surprised if it happens within an hour. There is this new Sarah Boone letter. We read parts of it the other day. We're not going to read the whole thing because most of it is her statement that she made at the end of court. I did not record, like that would be my outgoing video that was where they drink at the same time. So I can't play that back. You can rewind and see it, but I can't rewind my live stream without pulling up my live stream again and finding it. It would be it's like Inception. Monday, should come out Monday if it makes it out of the cutting room. Debbie has the whole letter. There's a place you can watch the whole letter for Sarah Boone. Debbie, I might be able to be on. I've got the link. I should be from 9 to 10 on Broken Baker, and then at 10 might be able to pop on over on your channel. That might have come up. But I didn't ask that question though. I didn't ask about how it felt. Jury only got audio. That's correct. Only audio. And it was terrible audio. And the judge found out just now, listening to this, that apparently the mics don't work as well as he thought they worked. I did not get any requests. I've heard this, that Grizzly said the sister's testimony, she asked to have it removed. I didn't get any request for that. She also didn't make a request for the court to not appear on camera, or so it's sad. Okay, first of all, anytime somebody's testifying in court, usually it's the worst day of their life. Okay, it's about something terrible. At least the courts that we follow, it's about something terrible. It's an awful experience. It's testifying against somebody they know and love, or used to know and love. It's not a fun time. But I think if we handle it respectfully, I don't think there's a problem with leaving it up. But if they reach out to me, I'll consider it. I've pulled videos down in the past when people reached out personally and explained why they wanted it down. Yeah, I did the same thing. So much of that letter, I think, was just wrong, wrong to do in court, wrong to read in court. I think he spent the whole time wishing he had not testified. Why do you think they wanted to hear it again? I've been thinking about this rolling with 7. There are probably a couple reasons. First, my first impression or first gut feel was that they wanted to see if he in fact incriminated himself. Because after you've heard everything, you might want to go back and say, but didn't he say something about this? They might have had something like that where they said, he gave us 2 different answers on the stand. So that was my first gut feel. The second is they might be looking at this and saying, okay, let's look closer, because our question is, was it self-defense? And the only testimony we have about anything that could have been self-defense is from this witness. And so they're just being thorough that way to say, does this meet up? I would say by his story, the way he tells it, somebody pulling a gun on you, threatening your life, Yes, that would be self-defense. I mean, that's why we have a sound effect right here.
I have the right to protect myself, don't I?
That is in the rule book of the laws.
That is in the rule book of the laws. You can defend yourself. But the problem is it's really hard to get the pillow in the right position in his story. That he hit her with the pillow. First he says, "Hey, no hitting." Whack. "Stop hitting." And then she comes at him. Okay. But he whacks her with the pillow. If you hit someone with the pillow, it's not like, and then I smashed her in the face with the pillow. Okay. He doesn't want to say that, but the pillow has to still be there. The pillow still has to be right there against her head. And while she's pulling the gun out from underneath her pillow, he's able to see that the pillow's still there. The big throw pillow is still there, and he fires 2 shots. Okay, so she can't see him, but she supposedly can grab the gun and pull it out and go to threaten him with it, all with this throw pillow covering her head sideways, with her face facing away from him. It doesn't add up. How do you get 2 shots through the pillow at point blank if that happened? The dismembered body, as sad as this is, it happened later. It was not part of the killing as far as in that moment. When you stop to think, 15 hours later, rigor mortis probably set in. He had placed her body in the shower. Her body had probably become rigid in a position that was very difficult to work with. And he knew he had to, or he wanted to bury her, is what he said. He knew he had to dispose of her body. She couldn't just stay in the van. And it had become rigid. And I think that was the impetus for the dismemberment. Not necessarily it will be easier to carry in smaller pieces, because she was a fairly small person. Timeline is way off. He walks the dogs. It was getting dark. Comes in. They argue and shooting occurs, but he says it was around 2 a.m. There's a lot of time in there that's not accounted for. If he was already on top of her, wouldn't her shooting him be self-defense? If we accept his story about why as he was climbing into bed, the bed is higher. It has 2 rows of those square cubbies underneath it. So it's an elevated bed, and you would have to climb onto the bed, and she was sleeping right there where you climb on. So I do understand a little bit of how he explains that. It's a very poor design, but I think the prosecution did talk about Emily's phone being turned off, and they told him they were saying, and you turned her phone off, and she turned it off. They fought over that. Malin is listening this time. I'm changing my opinion. I think she was asleep when he climbed onto her, or like to climb over her, as his story goes. But I think she did wake up. I think him describing her body falling back down would be more like her body untensed. Like when you die, there's a full relaxation. Like all the muscles that are tense for whatever reason, whether it's chest breathing, whether it's a head pushing against a pillow that you're pushing down on their head, or arms moving or something, all of it stopped. It was just instant. It was lights out, and I think that's what he described. So I think that did happen, in that at least at some point she was alert and attempting to move when he shot her. I'm thinking he was suffocating her. She reached for the gun and he shot her. What are his charges? I don't know. That didn't occur to me, KRH, but I will say it's an interesting idea. But oftentimes, suffocating someone has telltale marks that are found by an autopsy, and I didn't hear any testimony about that at all. I think the autopsy was able to see that there were marks on her neck where the bag was tied around her neck, and the other bag was probably with everything else that was covered in blood, and so they were able to piece it together that way. I'm not convinced the gun was under her pillow. Oh, I'm willing to bet it was not. Yes. Always the victim. I did find it a little ironic that the one time he does one thing which could be construed as negative in his mind, which is I hit her with the pillow. It's immediately before he says, no more hitting, and immediately after he said, stop hitting. The irony is just, it's incredible. Maybe she fought him and she shot before the petite showed up. I can't spell that word, and yes, I'm a nurse. I still can't spell it. Debbie, it's all right, yes. The petite that would show up from suffocation. Did I get a chance to read my text over yesterday? I can't believe it's for the entire month. A little bit. I haven't read the details of the image you sent, but a month-long jury duty, that's exciting. Sent a hearing from McNally's court to watch, says Josh. Let me see what this one is. Hang on. It's from yesterday's. We've got a short one. We're in verdict watch, and we like to do a little bit of court hopping when we do that. So give me just a minute to get everything set up so we won't miss anything while this happens. Mr. Ferlazzo, we're done with you on this screen. Put that one there. Michael K. McNally, personal meeting room. That one didn't work. I tried. All right, we're getting there. Okay, it was yesterday's from the beginning.
Okay. We just want to try next one. Okay, yes, there you go.
This one is from Josh. Bite me, congratulations on 23 months. No place I'd rather be. Love you all. Scott, check your phone, please. I'm trying. Louisiana Mosquito Control Association. Wow. Didn't know there was such a thing. think it's this first case that we're waiting to watch. The pictures look great, baby. It's the next one. Okay, I probably should have read the message. Watch from the beginning, from a day ago.
All right. Against Kenneth Lauren Briggs, 20F234115.
It's not Kenneth.
Your name?
Kenneth Briggs.
Where you been?
Last time we talked, I had a Zoom meeting with you. You got mad I was driving, so you wanted me to come in. My daughter was already living in Wisconsin for 10 weeks with my sister, and I lost the apartment.
Hang on a second.
I'm just saying that's where I was, in Wisconsin. I moved out there.
Hang on.
Okay.
Do you think common sense would cause somebody to understand that you cannot be in a courtroom, in a courthouse, during a court proceeding while operating a motor vehicle? Let's start with that. Do you think you think common sense would tell somebody that you can't do that or not? If you don't, tell me.
My logic was I was going to pull over immediately, which I did. I didn't know. And I apologize. There's no excuse for my behavior.
That's better. Sloth Life, 11 months on the jury. Says I can feel.
We're supposed to be here on June
2025 is going to bring me that orange love.
To the calendar. I'm going to ask you again. Where have you been?
I moved to Wisconsin with my family.
Who told you could move to Wisconsin?
I lost my house.
Did somebody tell you from the courthouse here?
I had talked to the lawyer, and he was going to bring it up to you because I told him that I had lost my house. And
let's quit while we're behind, okay? I'm just going to go on.
I mean, I changed my life out there.
I know. Everybody's changed their lives. I never heard one person walk in here and stand there and say, I'm going to continue to commit criminal activity.
Well,
not one. Not one. 30 years, not one. I'm waiting for the day.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm going to get you a lawyer. And you're going to talk to your lawyer. And your charge is count one, that you did not appear for your scheduled probation visit on August 29th of 22. That you didn't pay your fines and costs as ordered. And that you didn't complete your community service by that date. So those are the three charges. You've absconded. You could get 90 days on this.
I did do.
Hang on, please. Just let me finish.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I do.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read it and understand it?
I did.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a trial or a hearing. Do you understand that?
I understand.
I'm going to get you a lawyer. And you can go talk to the lawyer, and then you'll come back in front of me, okay?
Today?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Stephen Ray Howard, 24F243111. Your name, sir?
Stephen Howard.
You're charged with operating while intoxicated, and you have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense. Would you like a lawyer?
Can I plead no contest?
Wait a minute, slow down. This is a serious charge. Let's get you a lawyer, okay? We'll get you a lawyer.
Thank you, sir.
And then you'll meet with the lawyer. The lawyer will meet with the prosecutor, and then you're going to come in here and speak with me, okay?
Yes, sir.
With your lawyer, all right?
Thank you.
So he'll bring the file right out. Just have a seat right outside in the hallway. Nicolian, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Nicolian Chevalier Robinson, 24F243-037. Come on up to the podium, sir. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Napoleon Chevalier Robinson.
All right, you're charged with operating while intoxicated, and you have the right to a lawyer. So I can give you a lawyer now at public expense per the rules, MIDC, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Indigent Defense Commission. That's what we're supposed to do, and I'll give you one. Do you want one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You go out in the hallway, you'll meet with the lawyer, and the lawyer will speak with the prosecutor. Prosecutor's running a little late today, and then we'll handle this, okay?
Yes, sir.
Jefferson, Joanne Latricia Jefferson, 24F243-099.
Okay, I'm on the wrong one. These are
Your
funny.
name?
Joanne Jefferson.
All right, you're charged with driving on a suspended. I can arraign you and you can talk to the prosecutor, or I can give you a lawyer, whatever you'd like.
An attorney.
Okay. You go out and meet with the lawyer, and then the lawyer and you will come in here. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good call there. Good call. Go see a lawyer. Okay, let's see. The video I'm looking for is this one right here. Here we go. Starts in green. Was also from yesterday.
Okay. Any questions? People against Todd Joseph Sotheby, 24G704-154, 24G704-204. Your name?
Todd Joseph Sotheby.
Your name?
Emily Casino.
Michael A. Carvin, P73824, on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
Defendant was convicted of disorderly person. He pled to that back on June the 4th of 24. That was to be taken under 771.1. He also pled guilty on that same date to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. He's in sobriety court. I have a charge here that alleges that he violated probation, specifically by failure to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs, testing positive for cocaine.
Ooh.
As a result of a chemical test on November 23, 24. He pled not guilty previously. Does he still wish to plead not guilty?
Apparently he does. Yes.
All right. Do we have the facility out? Okay. Let's bring them in.
The testing center? Judge stamps the paper with a vengeance. Bam.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Walker. How are you? Your appearance, please.
Yes, good morning. This is Erica Walker. How are you?
I'm here in shadow.
Good. How are you? And your position is where?
Yes, I'm a forensic toxicologist at Redwood Toxicology Laboratory.
All right. Can you lighten that background up a little bit, please?
Yes, I definitely apologize. Oh no,
that's okay.
Okay, can you see me?
That's all right.
Foreground.
So you're at Redwood and you're a forensic toxicologist, correct?
That's correct, sir. Your Honor.
All right. So, Ms. Tessino, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to ask Ms. Walker to raise her right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you will give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Walker?
I do. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to start, Ms. Tessino?
I'm sure. Ms. Walker, did you get a chance to review the test with the requisition number 313-27246?
Yes, I do have that in front of me. That's correct.
And what would be your interpretation of the results?
This is a final laboratory report that was provided by our laboratory, Redwood Toxicology Laboratory, and it was confirmed to be positive for benzoethylene, which is a cocaine metabolite.
Can you verify that the sample was intact when you received it?
Yes, upon receipt to our laboratory, either through UPS or FedEx, an accessioning technician will review the specimen and make sure it's intact and the seals are and the seals match. If it wasn't, it would be notated under the comments part of the report. And if so, if it wasn't intact, we would definitely called the client to let them know that the specimen was not intact or something was wrong with it.
Is it possible to be positive for anything at this level, like for something other than cocaine?
No, ma'am, because this is a confirmed result.
I have no further questions.
Do you have any questions of her?
I do. Ms. Walker, what was the amount of the supposed cocaine metabolite detected in the specimen?
Yes, it was at 150 nanograms per milliliter.
Okay, so I guess more broadly speaking, is that what is an error rate as far as that measurement goes?
For our laboratory, as far as I've been there at Railroad Toxicology Laboratory, this is a confirmed result. There could be in a pre-screen, there can be false positives that can take place, but once you move forward and detect it, it moves forward for confirmation, and confirmation rules that out and looks for a specific drug.
Is it possible that the reading of 150 milligrams of nanograms per milliliter? I'm sorry, I'm not a chemist. I'm not good.
That's okay.
No worries.
What the judge said. Is there any potential that that could be some type of incidental consumption or something like error or something that would suggest anything other than intentional type of consumption of cocaine?
No, it was just our findings was confirmed to be positive for the cocaine metabolite benzoylene. So no, sir.
So that reading, ma'am, 150 nanograms per milliliter. Is broadly speaking, is that a lot? Is that a large amount? Is that a small amount?
That can vary. How we detect anything above our cutoff is considered as detected or positive, and anything below our cutoff is considered as non-detected or negative.
And what is that cutoff value?
Our cutoff value is at 100 nanograms per milliliter.
Okay, so my client being at 150 wasn't too far over that amount, correct?
It was definitely detected above the cutoff level, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Why do you have a cutoff level? Tell the defendant.
We have laboratory criteria that's set for just for the set, because different drugs have come out at different values depending on the drug. So at set levels, they are established by the laboratory criteria and the scientific community.
Do you have any other questions?
No follow-up, Chairman.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Does your client wish to testify?
Yes, he does.
Can you just mute or something or stay there for just a minute? It won't take long. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you will give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Sotheby, did you knowingly digest the substance that the lab's technician explained
No,
there?
sir. I did not. No, I didn't at all.
Any type of cocaine?
Any type of cocaine.
Any type of prohibited substance under
Any
the sobriety
type of
court?
anything.
Let me finish though. Let me finish.
Okay.
Any type of prohibited substances under the sobriety court handbook?
No, sir. I did not touch anything.
Do you have any current prescription medications?
No, sir.
None at all.
No. No.
No.
Do you have any theory as to why this detection of this substance as explained by the lab tech would have showed up in your blood?
I assume at work, someone probably set me up.
Give some details on that.
Okay, I told a worker that was selling it to one of the supervisors at work.
This is a coworker of yours?
It's a coworker of mine.
Where do you work?
I work at Chimera International.
How long do you work there?
15 years.
Okay, and go ahead. So a coworker?
I assume a coworker probably set me up, put it in either my food, coffee, or something at work.
And what day would this have occurred on?
It'd be that Friday before I went, or Saturday morning before I went down for DNA.
About what date?
What was the date?
I believe
22nd. No, wait. I don't know what date it was when I went down for DNA. I don't know, it was the 23rd, and it probably had to be either 23rd or 22nd. It had to happen then.
So wait, you did testing on the 23rd?
I did testing in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's November 23rd?
Yep.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
At DNA?
At DNA.
And did you work the day before?
I worked during that day till 5:30, and I came right there, and then I had community service.
Okay, so
why do you think a coworker would have gone out of their way to set you up?
I don't trust this guy.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I don't know really who he is, but he works there, and I caught him selling to a supervisor, so they wanted to fire them both, but it was their word against mine. But I didn't want it to go that far. But it went to HR, and then it went to this, and then supervisors. And
Mr. Sullivan, you said selling?
He was selling it right there.
What?
Cocaine in a bag, right, like 10 feet from it.
Did you actually witness this?
I witnessed it.
How do you know it was cocaine?
It was in the bag, and it was a little white, and I was like, 5-10 feet away, you could see it.
Did you file a written report at work?
I filed one at work.
A written report?
A written report to my HR.
Do you have a copy of the written report?
I don't have it written. I can get one when I go back to work. But my supervisor went, I didn't think he was going to say nothing about it, but he went to HR, and then HR came to me, and then they found out I went to HR and told on him. So he could have lost his, 6-digit job. And the supervisor from our melt shop. And he could have lost his job.
Did this employee get disciplined?
No, he didn't get nothing. Neither one of them. They just shook it off like nothing happened.
But he had reason to know that you potentially.
They knew I told because they got called in HR.
So he would have some type of incentive to, I guess,
get back at me because he knew I was on this class. I had to go drop, 2-3 times a week.
Do you recall anything when you think you ingested that substance? Did you taste anything?
Not really, but I had to go to the bathroom like 5 times that day.
Okay, so something was up.
Something was up. I knew something was up.
But you weren't sure what it was?
No.
No further questions.
Any questions of him?
I do not.
Do you have anything you want to add, Ms. Walker?
She's like, nope, I'm staying on this.
Nothing I can really say because I wouldn't be able to speak until the specimen comes to our laboratory. So I'm not allowed to speak prior to that. So I wouldn't have nothing.
I understand. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much for your help. You're free to stay during argument if you want. If not, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You
Merry
as well,
Christmas.
Your Honor. You too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Any argument?
No, I mean, I will say Todd has been very compliant. He's very honest with the incident that got him into the program. He didn't report any prior cocaine use. He's been attending IOP, he's attending extra, he's been going to his meetings. He hasn't missed any drops, and he seems to have a good attitude.
Tish, how you doing?
Your Honor, just that my client has been in full compliance. He's the one prior violation. So for him to really, work that hard at it and come this far, and then to just use cocaine out of nowhere, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I know his explanation for it just seems, I don't know, like a stretch, but I really do believe it is plausible based on our discussions. Maybe if the court has any doubt about it, we could adjourn so we can get a copy of the report that he mentioned that he filed with HR. Because,
this is a leap in logic, and it's not one I'm going to buy. You're responsible for knowing what you put in your mouth. If you thought there was some kind of animosity between you and somebody else, you certainly shouldn't have left food or coffee or drink of any kind around them. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. It's above the cutoff level. You ingested it. There's no question but that there was a cocaine metabolite in your system. I'm going to find you guilty as charged. We're adjourning the sentencing for about 2 or 3 weeks. When Mr. Carmen is here, is DNA open today?
Yeah, I gotta go today.
I want you to go today.
Yeah, I have to go today.
How many times is he testing right now? Defendant to test 3 times per week until sentence. That's a condition of your bond.
All right.
Do you know what you're saying to me? Come on. If you're not kidding me, is what I'm trying to tell you nicely. I'll adjourn it. We'll set a sentence date. I'm going to give you a chance to stay clean, but he didn't really acknowledge in the beginning, by the way. I don't know if I'm buying that either. What you did at the time of this incident was reprehensible. I've told you that. I had discussions with you about it. And I'm talking about the time of this offense, not the positive test for cocaine metabolite. Lisa, what do you have for me? Or she's not there? Pardon? Why don't you take the file down and tell, I don't.
He's here until 3 anyway.
Yeah. When's our next sobriety court going to be? Is it going to be January the
8th? Is that right?
8th.
Yeah, because of the holiday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
January 25th, I'll send you at 1:30. How's that? Oh, wait a minute. You come in the morning. I'm going to make it at.
I don't come in the morning. I come in.
Oh, that's right.
I work 7 to 2.
That's right. We'll make it at 1:30. I can't really, the lawyers leave at 2.
I'm sorry, what date is it you're on?
January the 8th. So you set them up for testing 3 times a week between now and then. You do have to go today.
Yeah.
Okay?
And that's 1:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be here that day.
Make sure you get that notice. Will you put a note on there for her to give him a notice before he leaves?
Okay. That's fine.
We'll see you back here then. Thank you.
The judge has heard all sorts of excuses.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. That's all I'm going to say. Ashley Lynn Bouchard, 23T639741. Go ahead.
I'm Lynn Senior on behalf of probation. Ms. Bouchard's lab collected November 22nd of 2024 came back negative, so I would motion this to show up.
Lab was negative. Show cause dismissed of November 21-24. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge is like, not having it. Not buying it. He's out of there. Meg, by the way, I'm officially a grandma as of the 7th. Congratulations, Meg. I have not made that jump yet, but with a married child now, the possibilities are there. Scary to think that I could be I could be grandpa. Grandpa RA. I don't know what. I haven't chosen. Do I get to choose, or do they get to choose what I'm called? Because I don't want to be. I'm not saying there's a problem with it. I don't want to be like some weird goofy name. Okay, I know some people like Grams and Grandmama and things like that. Pop. Can I just say just call me Big Dill? She's like, hey, we're gonna go to hang out with the Big Deal. Would that work? No, Big Dill doesn't probably work that way. Just not Peepaw. Ultimately, the child chooses. The thing is, the child chooses, and then it sticks for everybody else because they start calling me that, and the other kids learn it when they come along. Grumpy Grandpa. That might happen. You choose, then they call you a weird, goofy name, and that's the one that sticks in the future. No. Grandpa. Oopa. Big Daddy Ferris. Yeah, he was Big Daddy. My boss's grandpa name is Bumpy. I think what's going to happen is they're going to say it'll be like, is the skinny grandpa or the fat grandpa? And I think I'm going to be the fat grandpa. I think that's what they're going to call me. I need to lose some weight quick before the kid comes along, because that'll stick. That'll stick. Doesn't matter how. I'll be fat grandpa forever. Let's see. Hang on one second. I'm trying to answer a couple of messages here. Samantha, thank you. I'm trying to. Ooh, I got a juicy email, but I can't read it to you yet. Insider stuff. 66 pages of court documents. Wow. Hey, once it's ready to present to y'all, I do. I'm trying to find an email that I need to respond to that I didn't. I'm looking for it. Seeing it. All right. Yeah, no, it's not. There's no announcement, by the way. I'm not making an announcement. I'm just, I saw another announcement where someone became a grandma, and I said, I realized that at some point I'm going to cross that bridge. I'm hoping I would show Buttercup before I left. The problem is, Rebecca, since I've switched my equipment, I don't have an easy way to put pictures up on the screen, and it just becomes difficult to translate. I can show it on my phone, but I'm using a different setup. I can't bring what's on this screen readily to the live stream. So let me do not disturb. Okay, here we go. We'll go on the big picture here. Oh, I need to focus. This is Buttercup Christmas photo right there. Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate that. Looks happy too. All right, we're approaching, we're right around 3 hours to 3.5 hours, depending on who's counting, because apparently the timers are way different of time of deliberation for this jury. And I think, we might get some action here soon. I'm thinking. As far as the thumbnail, current thumbnail, let me see if I can refresh this one to make sure it's current. I'll have to export it, load it to the This trial has been, as far as thumbnails go, pretty, I would say, conservative, which is good. I'm fine with the conservative thumbnail. I'm not saying it needs to be as crowded as, say, like the arrest shooting trial or something like that. Okay, let me see if I can download and upload this over to my network's like going in and out. My computer's disconnecting. Who owns the internet today? Let's get them on board here. Now I can't even see my switcher. It's nothing. It's no switcher connected. It's like everything, all the IPs changed. Can you explain the superlative award thingies again, please? Yes, as we approach the end of the year, as you know, in the world of true crime, a lot of lawyers, a lot of judges, and a lot of juries don't like working between, Christmas and New Year's. So, what we plan on doing is doing a lot of court hopping, but we'd also like to do a best of show where we sort of relive some of the more memorable moments in the year, And I want to use that by taking your suggestions as to what you liked and the reason you liked certain things in sort of like an award show format. So you might say the best opening statement, or the best one-liner response, or the best judge's comeback type comment. Whatever the nomination is, you would fill out the form, which was linked in chat periodically. You fill out the form and you say, I am so-and-so in chat. I nominate, it's got all the questions to fill out. I nominate this particular case, and you put a URL, a link to the video, so you can find it. If you've got a timestamp, that would be great. But if it's just one of my videos in history, you can pull it up and you say, I nominate this for this award because, and you can choose the award. So it's not like preset awards. You can be very creative. There might be like a best thumbnail award. There might be, there could be all sorts of things. So let your creative juices flow. There's no limit to the number of suggestions you can make on the form. And we're going to see if we can put together, there's the form right there. We're going to see if we can put together a video compilation live where we do an award ceremony and show some of those clips and talk about those moments during that time. So it'll be a little throwback there. And I'm okay with going beyond just the 1 year if there's something that was really good from before. Video and Evidence Award. Was the outburst in KR yesterday ever discovered? I have not heard what it was. I know that some people left, but I don't know if there was what the outburst was. It seemed like there was some talking or shuffling or raised voices, but I didn't hear what happened. Is someone going to compile a poll for us to vote, or are you picking, or what? Well, you fill out the form. If you look at the form and you fill it out, that will go into a database for us. And I am the ultimate judge. And I reserve the right to completely disregard or adapt or modify any nomination. Vicky Max is going to be on Broken Baker too. That's awesome. Maybe at the same time. Don't know. Might have like a group thing. Getting impatient with the jury. I want my verdict. I want my $2. What's with these drones? Are they manned drones again? Which I guess that makes them, just an aircraft, manned aircraft. When is this best of show going to be? Well, it depends, Debbie. We've said we want your nominations in before Christmas, like the 23rd, which means that it'll give me a couple days over that Christmas vacation period to put some stuff together. But it really depends on how fast I can assemble it. The more information you provide in your nomination, the easier it will be for me to grab those clips and put them together. So if you're like, remember that one time when this happened, that should be this award. Then I have to hunt for it, and that can take an hour to find the video. So I'm passing that work on to you to see if that will speed things up. The Loskers. I love these names. If you check that your tuxedo still fits, I think I'll get one of those T-shirts that looks like the tuxedo. And I think I'm going to wear like an extra small, so it'll be really tight. It'll look like a muscle shirt worn by a fat guy. Yeah, if there's a reaction, Donna, if there's one that you like, find the URL and fill out the form. You have to sort of be creative and say this is what the award is for, and it could be just best reaction. But you can let your creative juices flow on this. It'll be fun. Tuxedo required. I was not going to wear a tuxedo. The closest thing I had to a tuxedo was a Prince Charlie, which is the upper half of a very formal Scottish outfit. And it has like tails and everything and big like silvery buttons, square buttons, and it goes with of course the kilt and the socks and the sporran and all that. But how do you say this, DMB? Faux-cedo? I know it's not like Is it Falsetto? I want to pronounce it the other way, but that would be wrong. So Better Off Dead reference. Good. You got the movie. I want my $2. I've not heard any Melody Ferris calls after the verdict. It'd be interesting to hear what the voice is. Baby Bear, I really like the Nutcracker. The costumes were amazing. The music is incredible. I mean, the live orchestra playing, it's wonderful. It's incredible. They were fabulous. The dancing, as far as the ballet itself, unbelievable. Very incredible performers that way. The storyline is a complete acid trip. Like somebody was hitting the pipe when they wrote the Nutcracker. It was weird. What? Oh, Mrs. Ari says, "What's the verdict?" No, we're now 3 hours and 42 minutes according to Law and Crime. I'll have to check and see what Court TV says on their verdict. Let's see.
Did you go back and see that head nod thing?
I did not go back and see the head nod. We watched it a million times last night together, and there's a brief moment right when I don't think I recorded it. Right when they go to stand up when the jury leaves, Joseph Ferlazzo is sort of looking at the jury and goes, and it's a tiniest nod. It's the tiniest nod, but it happened. So which means Mrs. Ari was not consuming illicit substances and envisioning things that had not happened in real life.
Which was the real concern?
Which was the real concern? Just saying. Do you want to talk? Here.
I felt like such a liar last night, and so we went back and we literally did watch it over and over and over again.
Like a dozen times.
But we found it. Because I couldn't figure out, what did I see? It is not an up nod. Excuse me. He's actually just nodding. But the thing that I think is so impactful about this moment is that he is scanning from right to left. And so the jury, he's looking at the jury, and it's like, nope, 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 nope. And then at the very end, he gives a nod. And I was like, there's your holdout right there. He just scanned the jury and said, all of these people are against me, but I've got this one person. And he does a little acknowledgement there. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he nods. And it does. He gives the nod while he is looking towards the jury. That's...
Can you guys hear Scott saying, Jen is wrong on this? I'm saying he was scanning the jury and gave a nod at the end. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to find the...
It's actually in your video. It does show.
I hate watching myself.
Oh. But I
don't
could find it on that.
Okay. Well, I need to find... Why are they not live right now? Where's the...
Because nothing's happening. I need to be cleaning the kitchen, and I do not want to.
Okay, here we go. Boom, boom. Is Court TV not live?
Well, it wasn't today. It was yesterday.
Well, like for Verdict Watch.
Lazy.
They do a million things. Why can I not find them? 16 hours ago, one day ago.
Well, okay. That's it. I'm trying to vindicate myself because there were several of you who also said, yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
And I thought,
oh, you're fully vindicated. I acknowledge in your presence that it did in fact happen.
In my presence. Does that make it more valid?
Yes. All right. Anyway, that's how I like the Nutcracker.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Is it cooler in here?
No, it's actually comfortable in here. The rest of the house is an icebox.
Oh, well, I put the books back over the heater.
Oh.
Karen Arlene, member for 15 months, but we've been watching from the beginning. You love it. OG. Love it here. And you and Mrs. R.A., I'm one of your number one fans.
Sweet.
But what movie is that? You are my biggest fan.
I don't know. We quote it all the time. I don't know what it's from.
That's the one hit wonder band
Oh,
That Thing You Do.
That Thing You Do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Thing You Do. It's very quotable. It's a funny movie too. Between that and Galaxy Quest, most of our quotes come from.
Yeah, it's true. And that and Princess Bride. You keep saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it is. No, Josh. Oh, salt on wound.
Thanks
rub.
for reminding me, Josh. I begged last night. I said, please, is there any way I can please have some Panda? It was 6 o'clock.
No.
Panda doesn't close for 3 hours.
There was no begging.
I was on my knees, Josh. It was pathetic. Tears were flowing. I made all sorts of promises. No, did not get Panda Express.
It's inconceivable.
Okay. We don't have a verdict yet. That's what we have. Let's see. Let me go.
The Wonders. That's right. O-N-E, Wonders. Yeah, no, that's too hard. We're going to spell it W-O-N.
Why is my laptop just switched over to the Airbnb?
The holdout juror makes me sick. The holdout juror idea makes me sick. Here we go. I don't know. I mean, yes, I do. There's a holdout. There's at least one holdout. Otherwise, we'd have a verdict. And there's no way that most of the jurors in there are saying that he's not guilty. It's definitely that most think that he's guilty, and at least one is saying he's not guilty. So in that way, it is a holdout. But I don't know that it's a holdout that's like, I made an agreement and sticking to it no matter what. You know, I don't know that there's anything nefarious. It could just be that, I don't know, their life experience makes them look at this in a way that we don't. I don't know.
I got a text from Karina, and I have to place an order really quickly.
Okay.
Hang on.
Barishnikov's Nutcracker is the best one I've ever done. I don't know that I've seen that. Oh, Netters. You guys have all seen that movie. So funny. Looks like the Onetters.
What in the world am I hearing? Did you hear that?
I don't have headphones on.
I just heard in one ear, you're talking to yourself a lot.
Is it your conscience?
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear anything? I have...
Who said it? Was it your voice?
It was in my left. No, it was... You guys heard it. I have no feeds coming in.
Are they the voices in your head?
Was it? Nobody did a command. You know what I think it was?
Tonight has gone crazy.
Okay. I think that was somebody with a super powerful CB radio that was talking. That's just as they're driving by and
we picked that up.
It came in. I don't know where else it can be.
Honey, it's going to be okay. We're going to go see your doctor in just a little bit. Oh no!
And we lost a computer.
We lost everything. Did
Guys,
it go off
there
air?
are ghosts in the machine. And it's gone again.
Name that movie.
Look at this.
It is Friday the 13th. Yeah, there is something happening with it.
You hearing it? Are we having like a solar flare?
In just our office. Quick, go look at the poll.
Who's got the internet? This is weird. Okay, I heard a voice in this ear saying...
Did it tell you stop asking
no, it said
for
clearly,
dinner?
It said, and you're talking to yourself a lot. Now, I realize that the context of what the voice said
is accurate.
But you guys look at this. I'm looking at my desk. There's no audio inputs coming in from my video board.
I love this. Like you can look at that and be like, yeah, I see that. No audio inputs.
There are two audio inputs raised on this. One is my mic, and one is my mic. One is Mrs. R.A.'s mic. No other inputs are raised. There is no other way for sounds to come into the system, and I heard something. Like,
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm sure it was some electrical wires crossed. Or your conscience, Scott.
You don't have like a sound. You didn't play it like in your microphone or something?
How would that even happen? The microphone receives information. It doesn't. I can't
like
hear it.
Says go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. All these people, not me. I didn't hear anything. That's all on you, Scott.
Okay.
Check for carbon monoxide. Everybody's so helpful. I think you're this version of crazy.
I'm a little bugged because I'm an audio guy, right? And I know the entire we call it an audio chain, the path that sound generates from, travels through, and then gets out to the live stream. And my path is locked down, it's secure. And something just got in that I didn't make.
Wireless.
Well, it came
In your head. It's okay, honey. You can admit it. That's the first step, really.
Got a sound effect. Stop. There was just.
Is it the whistle? Because you've got a kid whistling.
No, it's in my headphones.
If they didn't.
It's not that one.
My mind.
It's not if they didn't, I would lose my mind. That's not it. I just turned that up right as you were doing that, Greeners.
We're here for
not
you.
It.
We'll visit you in the hospital. It's going to be okay. It's got to be wireless. Or what did it sound like?
I don't have any wireless receivers in this network.
Honey.
It sounded like a CB radio. Some guy saying something and talking to yourself a lot.
Correct.
Not that either.
It does sound like a conscience.
Josh says I've heard it twice.
Twice? Did you hear it twice, Scott?
Somebody
Maybe
just
Josh
sent me
needs
a
to go see the
video of
doctor
roaches
too.
fighting. I don't know who won.
Josh, buffer him. Poor Scott.
And now let Murdoch stole it.
All right.
I'm sure.
I do not even have the court audio turned on, so it can't even be something that came from court. I mean, I can turn on court audio.
Okay, so hang on. You've got all these different devices that you're receiving from, right?
Yes, but the volumes are all down. Like all of them are muted across the board. On the switcher, there's no audio. If audio were turned on, see, you would have little red lights like
Happy
this.
birthday. You look good.
You would have a red light up here. That
Okay,
would
but
be
you're
audio turned
hearing
on.
things right now, right? People are triggering.
I'm hearing people. This is channel 2, which was down. You can't get sound. Either something's malfunctioning, which I don't
In front of the
like.
Walmart.
In front of the Walmart. Grab a pair of headphones. You're going to hear it next time this happens. You're going to be my witness.
Do you need me to go to the doctor with you?
I'm not crazy. Might soon be a grandpa, but I'm not crazy.
What? What?
The chat announced that we're about to have a kid, apparently.
Oh.
Our kid's about to have a kid.
Well, I guess they know it because of our dreams.
The zombie
dreams?
apocalypse may be
Oh
upon
no,
us.
not because of that. Okay.
Apparently, we're going to talk
I'm
about
not
dreams.
a camel.
It's going to get crazy. You guys are making sound effects now. I'm going to turn those off in case
What will you be called as a
the
grandma?
voice comes back. I don't want to like call out to it or something because that just gets really weird.
Yes, because this has been super normal up till now.
Yeah.
Wait, first I was crazy? I wasn't crazy. Oh, yeah, because I lied. That's not the same thing as crazy. It's probably coming from the drones.
My phone was not plugged in.
Sorry.
Put up a poll. Who heard it? We can go back and rewind.
All right, let's go back. Let's rewind. Let's see what
We're
happened.
about to do the Inception thing. This is going to get weird.
Is it a ghost in the machine?
Yes. Recovery Addict. And of course, I searched for Recovery Addict, and guess what they put up on the screen? You're not alone. Get help.
You've been talking to yourself for too long, but you are not alone.
Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, let's go back just a tiny bit.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's
weird.
aliens.
How long ago did this happen? About.
It's been going on for a couple years, but this is really the first time it's announced.
I'm going to mute your mic here in just a minute. Okay, let's listen. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not it. Boom.
I can't hear hear this.
Is Court TV not live?
Well, it wasn't today. It was yesterday.
Can you hear that? For Verdict Watch.
I can't hear anything. Lazy.
They do a million things. Why can I not find them? Wait, 14 hours ago, one day.
Well, okay. That's it. I'm trying to vindicate myself because there were several of you who also said, yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
And I thought,
you're fully vindicated. I acknowledge in your presence that it did in fact happen.
In my presence. Does that make it more valid?
Yes. All right. Anyway, that's how I like the Nutcracker.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Is it cooler in here?
No, it's actually comfortable in here. The rest of the house is an icebox.
Oh, well, I put the books back over the heater.
Oh.
Karen Arlene, member for 15 months, but we've been watching from the beginning. You love it. It's coming up. Hang on. Love it here. And you and Mrs. R.A., I'm one of your number one fans.
Sweet.
But what's the movie is that? You are my biggest fan.
I don't know. We quote it all the time. I don't know what it's from.
That's the one hit wonder.
There's
a voice coming up. Band. Listen to the voice.
Oh,
that thing you do.
That thing you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing you do. It's very quotable. It's a funny movie too. Between that and Galaxy Quest, that's important. Most of our quotes come from.
Yeah, it's true. And that and Princess Bride. You keep saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it is. No, Josh. Oh, salt on wound
Thanks
rub.
for reminding me, Josh. I begged last night. I said, please, is there any way I can please have some Panda? It was 6 o'clock.
No.
Panda doesn't close for 3 hours.
There was no begging.
I was on my knees, Josh. It was pathetic. Tears were flowing. I made all sorts of promises. No, did not get Panda Express.
It's inconceivable.
Okay. We don't have a verdict yet. That's what we have. Let's see. Let me go.
The Wonders.
Yeah,
that's
buttons.
right. O-N-E, Wonders. Yeah, no, that's too hard. We're going to spell it W-O-N.
Why is my network acted funny? My laptop just switched over to the Airbnb.
The holdout juror makes me sick. The holdout juror idea makes me sick.
Here we go.
I don't know. I mean, yes, I do. There's a holdout. There's at least one holdout. Otherwise, we'd have a verdict. And there's no way that most of the jurors in there are saying that he's not guilty. It's definitely that most think that he's guilty, and at least one is saying he's not guilty. So in that way, it is a holdout. But I don't know that it's a holdout that's like, I made an agreement and sticking to it no matter what. I don't know that there's anything nefarious. It could just be that, I don't know, their life experience makes them look at this in a way that we don't. I don't know.
I got a text from Karina, and I have to place an order really quickly.
Okay.
Hang on. Here goes. This is it. Listen.
Barishnikov's Nutcracker is the best one ever done. I don't know that I've seen that. Oh, Netters. You guys have all seen that movie. So funny. Looks like the Onetters.
Okay. 10 seconds. What in the world am I hearing? Did you hear that?
I don't have headphones on.
I just heard in one ear, you're talking to yourself a lot. Okay, I did not hear it.
Is it your conscience?
Stop. Did you guys hear that? Stop. Did you guys hear anything? Stop. I didn't hear it that time.
Wait, you guys did hear it that time?
What did it say?
Mrs. R.A. wants something for Christmas. You honestly didn't hear it?
No.
I can't hear anything, so I don't know. I heard a male voice. We're all losing it.
You guys, this is how it ends. This is apparently tomorrow. I'll wake up. I won't remember my name, and let's all just
we can have
call it a day. We'll go turn on who was it?
Dr. G.
Larkin Poe. Listen
Dr. G
to Mad as a Hatter. Good song, by the way. Mad as a Hatter by Larkin Poe.
It's feeling a little close to home right now.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't hear it that time?
I didn't.
Okay, so think that through. If you could hear it,
I think
in
I
your
said what
headphones-
the, but before then, there was something I heard. There was static, but that was all.
Yeah, but if you heard it in your headphones, but then you cannot hear it on the recording,
That means that it was probably picked up in and the Roadcaster has done this before. Remember when we were using it for church and it picked up that radio signal that was playing the songs that were not churchy songs and over the sound system?
Yeah, honey, I remember that. It's
You do?
okay. Let's go get you some medicine.
No. Back me up here. You didn't.
Yes, I remember
Okay.
that. Yeah, that did happen.
Okay.
So if there's an unshielded
Cable.
yeah, but there are no unshielded cables.
I've got 2 plugs that are open. That's it.
But I'm saying, okay, hang on. Yeah, it was an unshielded cable on our device that allowed the wireless to come through. So it would need to have some sort of weak point on our device to allow something to come
I
through.
think I'm going to blame the Roadcaster. I don't think I need to see a psychiatrist. I think we
we're
probably
not
have
quite
a
to step one.
solar flare, somebody with a I don't know, an echo box and a amplifier on their CB and solar flare. I think that's what happened. But that's the story we're going with, guys. You don't need to clip this or anything. We're just going to move on.
All right, guys.
I'm not on any meds. I'm on cough drops.
Everybody say goodbye to Scott. It's time for him to take a quick nap.
Snappy time. I'm on cough drops. I have these Halls.
Okay, I'm
throat
echoing.
soothing.
Or you're echoing. I don't know. Somebody's echoing.
I think you're just being heard in both mics.
Oh, I will get away from you. Too close. A little too close.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're ready for the weekend. Apparently, I am.
What in the what is saying?
I think I said what the after I heard it, but I heard it in this ear.
Is that the tinnitus ear, honey?
They're both tinnitus ears. Sorry, it gets lights. I'm turning on her lights on her microphone. All right. I was about to order something on Amazon.
Oh, there, right there. That's what happens when you try to buy stuff. Things get bad.
Look, you tell me which one you think is best.
Oh. Are they jammas?
No, it's a formal.
They have. Okay. Did you accidentally ingest something like our good friend from the court this morning? Oh, what happened this morning?
A friend put some cocaine in his drink or something, I think. That's his excuse.
Drink?
Trying to get him fired because he knew he was on parole.
Somebody, don't buy the grill. Don't buy the grill.
Turn the echo off.
I don't know what the echo is.
I have no echo on.
Okay, everybody check your ears. Everybody.
There's no echo. Okay.
Did you spike his Mountain Dew?
Rebecca, you might have 2 devices playing at the same time.
Too much Mountain Dew might have caused this.
I have a Mountain Dew Christmas ornament on my tree. Thank you very much.
I know. Oh, I'm coming in too hot.
I think you're from where you speak. My voice is not getting picked up on your mic, but you're facing mine, and so I'm getting picked up on.
Okay, so I committed the ultimate sin of looking at my husband while I was talking to him. Sorry.
Don't let that happen again. Rachel, mercury's in the microwave. Let's blame that.
I'm sorry. Every single podcast, I get roasted. Like, I don't even listen to the podcast anymore because it's just a roast Mrs. R.A. thing. And so I don't even listen. But the fact is, I roasted you a little bit. I guess I deserve it sometimes.
I'm going to buy a fake tuxedo shirt for the live stream.
Why don't you wear your real one?
Because for some reason they shrink over time.
Oh, that's right.
and we gave it away to someone who was smaller than me.
That's sorry. Okay. Yep. Sorry. My memory's coming in.
Thanks for rubbing that one in.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
So what size do they offer this in? I'm thinking this one looks good.
Ooh.
With the red vest.
I like it.
And the polka dot pocket stuff.
I hate when my clothes shrink. I know. Me too. And my scale's broken. I stood on it today. I was like, shut up. It wasn't that much that I ate.
I got on the scale. It's like, one at a time, please. I know it's here's my debate now. As I'm looking for the
I really want to hear this.
See this one right here?
Oh,
right
sorry.
Next to my head.
I was thinking this had to do with voices in your head. I was like, what is the debate?
No, they're
what
gone.
is this
They're
trigger?
gone. We've solved that one. It's not an issue.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with this one. But there's that static again.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. It's going to be Christmas time, and a lot of us find some things we lost over Christmas, like weight from earlier in the year. Do I get the next size up, or do we go with the muscle shirt, tuxedo shirt, and have it be nice
Get a
and
wife
tight?
beater. Oh, actually,
Friday the 13th. Yes, let's blame that. Laurie Lee, it's Friday the 13th today.
Laurie Lee, do not enable this.
You heard the static. There it is. There it is. They heard the static. It's not just me, Jim.
Speaking of static, did you know somebody has been listening to the radio too loud in the car, and now it's staticky a lot. Like you can hear the top registers are like all
You
the time.
blew our speakers? The Bose
Why
sound
do you
system?
assume it's me?
I haven't driven in months. Okay, well, apparently I have to fix the speakers. Okay. Do I do the XL?
I don't know. It's whatever you
How
feel like.
much am I going to eat on Christmas?
Not much, because I'm not cooking.
Getting Panda Express.
Somebody in the Airbnb has hacked you. Can you imagine? Our sweet little nurse
Our network,
resident.
The network did switch over.
You know, and I hate to point out the obvious, but our youngest did come in right at that moment.
This is what happens when you buy an old used car that somebody upgraded.
I like it.
Yeah.
Room to shrink.
The dashboard is also ventilated, meaning it has a huge hole crack. The whole top part is broken. Yes, but I think it does have Bose speakers.
Sharkay.
Yes, Sharkay. Yes, Sharkay.
She says maybe you have a rogue tab open. That happens all the time.
I have hundreds of tabs open, but the audio feed from the device is not connected, so I cannot play audio from one to the other without enabling it. It's not enabled. Okay, it'll be here on Tuesday. The 17th. I think.
Go get some food in your tummy.
No, I think I've got to go the size smaller. It needs to show my muscles. It needs to be tight. And it arrives 2 days earlier. All right. Still no verdict. We are just over 4 hours, according to... Oh, that's the wrong one. That was our voices again.
Are you hearing sounds again?
According to Law and Crimes Timer, we're over 4 hours and 10 minutes in the deliberation.
Oh my goodness. What are they talking about?
Dinner, apparently. They want Panda Express.
Okay, but let's ask, like, honestly, put yourself in a crazy person's shoes. Scott, you're halfway in. What would they
See how she just slides that in?
What would they possibly be bringing up as, hang on, let's consider this?
Well, I think they're doing exactly what defense asked them to do. You need to decide if he's lying or not.
Okay, that's just so hard for me. I'm like, yep. Like, what are you looking at to determine whether or not he is?
If he's lying, then this was murder. And if he's not, then it's self-defense. So they're looking at this story and saying, was this self-defense? Because the burden does shift back to the state to prove it was not self-defense. I don't think the state did a good job of
explaining that fact.
Yeah, after the self-defense argument was raised, I don't think they did a good job of proving in rebuttal that it was not. I don't think they did rebuttal, did they?
No, there was no rebuttal. I don't think.
Oh
Check
my
me,
goodness,
guys. Was there rebuttal? I don't think so. Okay, so yes, all of us are like, yes, he's lying, but I'm trying to think in my head.
Their closings weren't testimony. They didn't rebut his defense of self-defense.
They didn't cross him?
They crossed him, but there was no rebuttal.
From the defense? Defense. I do that every time.
Whoa, was that an oversight?
Or just like giving up? Wait, talk me through that again. Who's supposed to do the rebuttal? Defense or?
What happens when you're charged with a crime? The burden rests with the state to prove that you're guilty.
Right.
Until then, you are innocent unless proven guilty. When you are raising a self-defense claim, which is basically saying, yes, I did the crime, or I committed the act of murder, okay, or I committed the act of homicide, but it was done in self-defense, it becomes justifiable homicide. When you raise that to that threshold in court and say it was justifiable homicide, the burden then flips back again to the state to prove that it was not justifiable homicide.
Okay, but first...
And they only did it in their closing. There was no evidence to that.
Here's my issue with that, is that I do not think that in this particular case, they did a great job explaining that, so I don't think that anybody in the jury is saying, wait a second, did they meet their burden of proof? Because I just don't think they made a big deal about now the burden's on defense, now the burden's on the prosecution.
The state did no rebuttal, right? I don't remember any rebuttal. Of course, I was...
No, they did. He did his...
They cross-examined.
Yes.
And said he was lying.
About everything. It's the voices.
Yeah. Now we're going to hear voices in our head for sure. Let's see who this is.
Call from Master Eden.
Master Eden, how you doing?
Good. I'm at the doctor's office, so ignore that background jabber.
Tell them to fire up the drill.
Yeah. Oh man, you had mentioned this yesterday. You said if there's no rebuttal, this could be a problem in later on down the stretch. You kind of called that yesterday, and so that's what I'm kind of thinking in my mind. What if that's what's going on right now? You know?
Yeah, because rebuttal and closing is not evidence. The jury can't consider that as evidence.
Right. Because you got to convince all of them. Right. But I mean, we got common sense here. We know what's really going on, but you can't speak for everybody. You know, there could be that one guy that's like, well, what if he's telling the truth and being a little sympathetic towards him?
Oh, hang on.
Something's happening.
Got something going on.
It's a drill. Are you okay?
Another fire drill? And you did call the fire drill. You did say.
I did. I got bingo. The fire alarm came off.
Right.
People are coming back
also,
into court.
Okay, really quick. What you were talking about with Christmas. Last year, I asked Santa Claus for a smaller body and a fatter bank account, and he got it mixed up.
Hate it when that happens.
You gotta just ask for one thing at a time.
Master Eden, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's fantastic, both of you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you.
See ya.
He's at the dentist. That's no fun.
That's a brave man.
Let's see.
I bet it's a verdict.
I don't know. I'm gonna check online and see what they say is happening.
This is like checking the weather when you could just walk outside. No, let me check my phone. We can see what's happening.
Yeah, but oftentimes social media is the first one to break the news of an update or something like that.
Okay, so this is a prosecuting attorney talking to who?
Okay, let's see. Where's our audio coming from?
Her family. This is the question of the day.
Okay, I'm going to bring it through the roadcaster so I can control it on this slider. Do we know if it's verdict yet? Let's see.
Clock is still ticking. Her mom? Okay.
They all come in anyway, even if it were just a question. Everyone will be in here. Bug Dugger, thanks for the gifted membership.
Is there anybody on the other side? Oh, yeah, I see a couple people. If I were her and I were talking to the family, I would just be like, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. No, she's talking like she's telling them what to expect.
I'm not seeing any updates.
So now we have the defendant.
He has to be out there anyway. He has the right to be present. The defendant's getting his cup refilled. You don't need to put water in it. It could be empty and it would still work the same for him. I don't think it's hung. I really don't think it's hung.
I wouldn't think that it could be hung so early. Which is crazy because it seems like this is taking forever, but it's too early to be hung.
Let me make sure I've got audio. It's not turned on yet.
We do have it. No, tell me when you're on the record. We're back in the matter of State versus Ferlazzo. All parties are present. We do have a verdict. We'll mark this as courts Exhibit 3, and we'll bring in the jury.
After 4 hours of deliberation, the jury has reached a verdict in the Joseph Ferlazzo trial. He's accused of shooting and killing his wife of 1 year in the converted van bus that they used to travel, to see the world, to celebrate their anniversary. Not only is he accused of shooting his wife, but then he's also accused of cutting up her body to dispose of it. Took several steps to make it seem like she was still alive when Emily was in fact deceased, telling family members she was sleeping, that she had run away from him, that they had fought, and continued life as usual, including giving his sister a tattoo with his wife's body out in the van. A bizarre case where the defendant has behaved in an interesting manner which a lot of people felt was untruthful. Even taking the stand, testifying in his own defense, in what we can only say is the most unique testimony I have ever seen. But the jury now reaching a verdict being brought in right now. We will hear the verdict as it's read live. Jury's coming in now. You can see reflections in the TV as the jurors take their place in the juror box. You know that there's a lady who's a foreman on the jury. She'll have the written verdict.
Please be seated. Mrs. Reno, I understand the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct?
We have, Your Honor.
And if we could state it now. How do you find Mr. Ferlazzo on the count of first-degree murder, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Ms. Jantz, would you like us to poll?
I would, please.
And Mr. Zago, is that your verdict, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Henderson, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, they're naming all the jurors.
Ms. Nault, guilty or not guilty?
Wow.
Ms. Francescani, guilty or not guilty? Mr. Fredrickson, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And Mr. Williams, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Ms. Major, guilty or not guilty? weighing guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. Ms.
Hammond, guilty or not guilty? Guilty. Mr. Kareem, guilty or not guilty? Guilty. And Ms. Calvis, guilty or not guilty? So says the jury.
4 men, 8 women on that jury convicted him
Ladies
of
and
murder.
gentlemen,
The
thank you
highest
so
charge.
much for your service. It's clear you were very thoughtful throughout the trial. Really appreciate how you were always on time, you were always listening, taking notes, and really studying the evidence as it was coming in. Really appreciate your time in this case. Thank you, and you're excused with the great thanks of the court.
All right.
The jury, having done their work, they will not be doing the sentence. The judge will be doing that. I'm not sure if it'll happen now or after a pre-sentence investigation, but the maximum that Mr. Ferlazzo could receive is life in prison. There's no death penalty in Vermont. This is not a death penalty case, not a death penalty state.
Any requests by the state?
Judge, just obviously that Mr. Ferlazzo continue to be held without bail.
Judgment of guilt entered at this time?
Yes.
And like the opportunity to file post-trial.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
I know what the time limits usually are, but I'd give you a bit more if that's what you want.
I do. In light of the holidays coming up, I'd like until January 15th.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
So she gets a little bit longer to file.
Any response from the state will give you 3 weeks to respond.
Intent to appeal, things like that.
So and we'll set it sometime in mid-February. So 3 weeks would be about February 3rd.
Just reminding the court of my medical schedule. We can deal with it because there'll be a PSI and so forth.
All right. Anything further from the defense?
No.
Schedule a PSI in this matter?
Yes.
We'll schedule a pre-sentence investigation report, and we'll come back on any motions filed and then for sentence.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And with that, Joseph Ferlazzo is going to return to custody. They are scheduling a pre-sentence investigation, which will look into possible mitigating factors or what they need to consider at the sentencing, which will happen, I believe, in February is what we've heard. Family, they're hugging the... I can hear the echo now because of that, but... The family giving hugs to the prosecutor. Obviously, they feel it's... you can hear it? Test 1, 2. Okay. Oh, I'm muting the wrong TV. That could be a problem. Prosecution leaves. A lot of people feeling that justice was done for Emily here. With this conviction, the jury unanimously came back after 4 hours of deliberating, convicting Mr. Ferlazzo of murder, which is the highest charge. There were lesser includeds that were available to them. They did not need to go that far. The only question the jury asked during deliberations, about 2.5 hours into it, was, can we rewatch Mr. Ferlazzo's testimony when he talked about what happened between the time that his sister left his bus, his converted bus, his little camper vehicle, until the next morning where he went out for breakfast and coffee with his sister. They did listen to that. It was about 49 minutes of testimony. We watched the video. They heard audio only this morning, and that was enough. They went back, and after approximately an hour more of deliberation, they were able to reach a unanimous verdict. And 4 men and 8 women convicting Mr. Ferlazzo of murder of Emily. That is where we're going to leave this one. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on the sentencing, which will be coming up. It's probably going to be like I don't know what the minimum is. Obviously, the maximum can't be more than life without parole. So we'll have to see where that is. But this is the highest charge you can be convicted of, pretty much in Vermont. So the penalty is going to be an interesting one to see what they dish out there. No outbursts from the family. That was impressive. Very difficult testimony, especially testimony that from Mr. Ferlazzo during the trial that painted Emily as the aggressor, as the problem in the relationship, and the jury clearly by their verdict did not believe that, or did not believe that Emily had instigated this, and that she was somehow killed in self-defense. They threw that part out. Let's not do the courtroom anymore. Oh my goodness, the mics are bad, really bad. Worst courtroom audio ever. You have to submit a nomination, Red Pen. If you think that is. It made the audio was so bad it made Ari go crazy. Oh man. It is nearly lunchtime. What's our next trial scheduled and when? I think we're going to have one more trial that we're going to be watching before Christmas, or one more big one. Let's see. There was a couple that we were looking at, but I'll have to weigh in. Oh,
sorry.
I'm gonna break my box.
Sorry.
Did you hear my sound effect? I made a new sound effect today.
You turned off my mic.
Oh, now I turned your mic back on. This is the sound effect. Why can I not hear anything now?
Thank you for calling that.
That's not the right sound effect. Hang on. That's not it either.
I have the right to protect myself, don't I?
That is in the rule book of the laws.
That is in the rule book of the laws?
I have the right to protect myself, don't I?
That is in the rule book of the laws.
I love that one. I have the right to protect myself, don't I? That was from a video that I watched. I think it was from Midwest. I forget who it is. Who plays that one? Midwest Safety YouTube channel, where he plays body camera footage. In the particular one, the police have responded to a lady who showed up at a club and was told she was too young to go in and drink, but if she was working there, she could go in. She did work there and received significant amounts of tips in cash, and then was leaving and met up with the boyfriend, who then proceeded to tear up all the money that she received by her employment. So she calls the police. The boyfriend gets belligerent and tells the cops they can't touch him, and as they come close to him, he cocks his fist back like this. Look, and the cop punched him right in the nose. Oh! Right on the schnoz. Just gets him. And he's like, hey, you can't do that. You're a cop. You can't hit people.
What?
And he said, I was defending myself. I didn't touch you. You cocked your fist back. He said, well, I'm allowed to defend myself. And he said, so am I. As a cop, I can defend myself too. Yep, that is in the rule book of the laws, says the girlfriend. All right.
The girlfriend was defending the cop?
She was defending the boyfriend, saying I'm allowed to defend myself, but it was a funny one. It's a good channel. If you like watching really frustrating interactions with police and belligerent people, that's a great channel to watch. Midwest Safety. He's got like 1.3 million subscribers, so apparently I'm not the only one.
Sorry, it's so hard to watch verdicts come in. Even, like, I agree. I would be really upset if that came back hung or not guilty, but it's still, the family now, it's not as relieving as they probably thought it would be, and he's going to have, his whole life has changed forever for the worse, and I'm not saying it's good, I think this is probably the right answer, but it's a tragedy. And I get the tragedy took place when he committed the crime, but it's just sad seeing the end result. Like, where did you think it would end?
Yeah. I agree. Somebody said that Corey Richens, Selena K said Corey Richens had a hearing yesterday. I did not see it streamed live. I don't know what the outcome of that was. I can check some of the local news agencies that are down there because we are trying to follow that quick case. Let's see. Let's see who would have this 12 hours ago. KSL News, one of the big stations in Salt Lake City, not far from Park City where Corey Richens is being tried. Attorneys prepare for the lengthened murder trial for Corey Richens. Let's see who. Oh, this is Emily Ashcraft. Okay, thanks for her reporting here. Doing a quick skim. Let's see. The court denied requests to hold a jury selection in person instead of virtually, and to call jurors from both Summit County and Salt Lake County. They say everyone wants the case moved to April or May. It's just some pretrial stuff. Defense says they're going to have a fairly robust case, which means they're going to spend a lot of time on defense with a lot of witnesses, up to 20. It could take days of trial. Richens herself might testify. They're just dangling that out there. No committal yet, obviously. Prosecution said it might take longer than 8 days to do their part. An additional week was added. So now they've got from April 20... jury selection begins April 21st and continues for a week till April 28th.
Whoa. That's a long time to be selecting a jury.
And it's going to go probably for at least a month. So, yeah, pretrial stuff for that. Did you miss Mr. Magoo? Yes, he came back, and he's got another date pushed out till January. So Mr. Magoo will be back. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. I think he spoiled the surprise. He gave too many clues.
Really? That's already been announced?
He gave clues. Everyone's been announcing it. But I was keeping it a secret. Okay, so tomorrow, here's the plan. We're going to go to lunch here in just a second. We'll come back with some more fun stuff to cover from courts. But tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., I'm going to be on with Broken Baker. I don't know.
On his channel.
On his channel. And then after that, Debbie at 10. So I'm going to go straight from Broken Baker to Debbie. And
no, see, I did not know that one.
That was a surprise. I didn't tell you.
Did the voices in your
Debbie's
head
been
tell you
asking
that?
me for a long time, and I committed to Broken Baker first, and she just about killed me through chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Debbie. But that's the plan. Yes, the Broken Baker has a stream set up already. Click on notify. Do give him a follow. That would be great, even if it's just for the time I'm on there. We've rated him several times. He's rated us several times. We follow a lot of the same cases. He covers cases differently than I do, oftentimes with the panel, which is very interesting. But I'm excited to hang out with our friend, our good friend, the Dane. Can we call him the Dane? He's in Denmark, right?
Is he Danish?
I believe so. So I'm excited about that. I do not speak any Danish, so I don't expect any of that. But let's see. I think
he's the one who was saying
Debbie,
that they have the equal level of recidivism, but their punishments are much smaller. Is that who said that?
Did you just shorten the link, your name, Debbie? You just put an F in the middle instead of facing? Naming the jurors is crazy. Yes. Mrs. R.A. needs to make strudel tonight. Mrs. R.A. needs to let Mr. R.A. get Panda Express. Maybe even for lunch today. Need to swap baking tips with Broken Baker.
Oh, he would swamp me. Guys, I can't even tell you. I like baking, but I'm not on that level. My French silk, no bueno.
It wasn't bad.
Oh, yes, it falls in the bad category.
I had a little tiny taste.
It's not good.
It wasn't bad. I don't like French silk.
That's because you've never had a good one. Like, if you ate a good one, you'd be like, oh, this is good. Try again.
Mongolian beef. Banana sandwiches.
Scott, you tell
Adam,
all the stories.
You have a great memory.
Yeah, you really do.
Josh, we are going to come back this afternoon. Give us an hour for lunch. Does that work? How long does it take to get to Panda?
A long time. Here's the problem, Adam and everybody. If Scott and I ever have to have a moment where it's like, prove to me that it's you, and he has to tell a story that only he and I know, it's never gonna happen. We're like, everybody knows everything.
You're an imposter. We need to come up with like a secret code word or something.
Yes, super secret, like voices in your head.
All.
Let's
say all. No. Oh man, tubular is a good word.
Tubular.
Totally. Totes, man. We have a secret saying. Does anyone do that? I mean, do you honestly have like in case somebody calls and said, I've been kidnapped, this is the code word to let you know it's really me?
Yeah, I had one with the kids, and Scott was like, Jen, you are so bad at this, because our code word was candy. He was like, are you serious? You told the kids the code word is
Every
candy.
stranger is going to be like, hey, kid, do you want some candy? Oh, that's the code word. Yep.
So yeah, my skills, they do be low.
Instead, I like this one. Every time I see this,
with the spoon.
Yes, I hear that in the California girl voice. Instead of doing a code word, we just take pictures of our kids everywhere. I take pictures of our kids. As soon as we arrive, it's like, it wasn't that I wanted a picture of all the lanterns. It's like, okay, we're about to lose a child. And when we call the police and they say what were they wearing, and I'm going to be like, I don't know. I can be like, oh wait, I have a picture of them from minutes ago. This is what they look like.
Yep, he's religious about this. It's like the only family pictures we have. Yeah. Pre-kidnapping pictures.
Pre-kidnapping pictures. We have all of those. It's not really a glamour shot. It's like, okay, I need to see everyone's face and the shirt and the pants you're wearing.
And your shoes. We've got to know your shoes. I do not know if this is true, but I heard once that Disney, whenever they have a kidnapping situation, they will ask about the kids' shoes, because they have all sorts of clothes that you can buy in Disney, but no shoes. And so they'll say, don't worry about what they're wearing. I just want to know what their shoes are, and then we watch for those shoes. I don't know if that's true.
Disney has dark secrets.
I don't think Disney's the kidnapper.
Ours is now subject matter jurisdiction. Code word.
Like all of us are going to have code words.
I don't do the soul patterns. I haven't gone that far. I do the same thing with other people's kids.
Oh dear, Adam.
You're the person we're worried about. It's not true, says Debbie. They sell all kinds of shoes.
Okay, well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, crazy. Donald King comes in with a key piece of evidence here, or information. The penalty in Vermont is 35 to life without parole. So that's the range that Mr. Ferlazzo is potentially facing. He has 35 years as a minimum. Now, defense might argue for a downward departure here. I don't think it'll happen, but they might say he's no criminal record to speak of, no priors.
Okay, but when your first crime is on this level, it's like, you skip some steps.
Point blank, silencer, 2 to the head, dismember the body. That's not like entry level murder.
Right. What is it? Okay. I was thinking it wasn't like shoplifting.
I don't think the police are doing any investigation, but it is an interesting fact to note that Mr. Ferlazzo's stepmom passed away with an unsolved stabbing.
Really?
Yeah. I think
what? Are you what?
No, I'm serious.
No, I know. I just made the connection of what you might be hinting at there.
His dad was, I believe, investigated, and the law enforcement cleared him, but It's just an interesting coincidence.
And it may be that he had nothing to do with it, but he was exposed to it.
I don't know. He says he was raised in a violent, with violence in the home,
Well,
and he
that's
didn't. That's why he
true.
was so against hitting, except when he does it with pillows.
Well, that's what happens when you're raised in a violent home. You generally become super, super gentle.
Anyway, that's where we are. I think we're ready for lunch. Is everyone ready for lunch? I'm thinking honey walnut shrimp with chow mein.
I'm still sad over the verdict. Not that I disagree with it. I'm just sad. It's just sad.
The honey walnut shrimp would help. I'll get you some orange chicken. Does that sweeten the deal?
Not really. We have to pick up a kid somewhat soon, actually.
Oh, so we have to drive somewhere anyway? That's the wrong button. There we go. Police are outside. Go get ready. Go get lunch. Go enjoy lunch. I'm ready for dinner. Almost 5 here. We will be back. Josh has a few things he wants to let us know. He says he's getting Panda Express. We could all eat it together. I hope your Panda Express has more options. I hope they just have the options they advertise they have. That's all I want. I don't want a restaurant to be like, oh, guess what? We also have Peking duck today. No, I just want them to say orange chicken, honey walnut shrimp, chow mein, fried rice, just the basics, and I'll be happy. 5 stars. I'll give it 5 stars. 10 out of 10 would recommend. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make the day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again in about an hour. Might get lunch.
Might get lunch.
I keep waiting for that subtle nod, like where she gives the
the up nod.
Yeah, like the bro nod.
The bro nod.
I'm not getting it. It's not happening.
I'm listening to the voices in my head. They're saying, "Do not do it."
The voices in my bank account are saying, "No." Y'all have yourself a wonderful lunch. We'll see you this afternoon. Have a good one. Bye bye.
If they didn't, I would lose my mind.
In front of the Walmart.
When are we going to break for lunch, Judge?